Hey everybody, it's your guy Xavier Taylor. Hope everybody's having a great Friday and making it home safely from jobs. And for the people that's still there at the work, hopefully you guys are going for your goals and achieving and further and higher. Um, Today on Talking Spaces, hell, what should I talk about? I'm joking. But today's about time and how time plays a factor in our lives very heftily, actually, and how we should and how people manage and use it over time. And also want to give a shout out to people that's also looking at the comments and writing how they feel and also putting the likes and subscribing. Thank you guys very much for your time and patience. Seriously, it's been very great for this whole week. I know I just started, but seriously, I thank you guys very much. But back to what I was saying. Time is an interesting subject because it plays into everything. Even now, as I'm talking, this takes time to do. Also thinking like even you coming here and playing the video and liking or whatever you normally do as a motion, it's a time consuming thing. Um, but looking at how the world has been and how time has been used and how time flies over these last few years, it played something that I was like, oh, time is not going fast because when you're young, you don't, when you're like in middle school and crap, you don't realize that time is really going faster than you expect until you hit high school. But even so, you still have your moments that you don't even realize that, oh, it's just time. I can get this all done. It's literally been, it's been 6 years since I've been in high school. Damn, that's crazy. 6 years now. And I sound old, but I'm not. It's crazy. But for all the people that knows, like, yo, there's so many things out. It's like, how do you use your time now? How what's your time management? How do you use how well does your time? How much does your time mean to you? How much time do you think you can use for people you care about, or people that you want to be around, friends, family, your pets, whatever that makes you happy as a person? How much time can you really put into it? Especially when it comes to work and school or like your working job or whatever, or like a business. Those take time. Those take time and a lot of money, but still, well, businesses, yeah, but time, but the still main general cause is still time. Even now, you can be outside right now and playing. That's time that's been taken that you were okay with being taken. That you're okay with being gone because it's something that you enjoy. Even though that when you look at it, time is technically almost everything. It's technically everything because it falls with the seasons. You know when what season is coming by the time of how the weather feels, or how you see the flowers are blooming, or how they're falling or dying. Either way, time plays a factor in everything, even in our own lives a lot. Even when we are playing video games, dude. I remember when I play video games to the point I forget I was on there for like hours and hours and hours, and it felt like it only been like an hour and 10. But it'll be like 5 hours and you don't even realize it. Like that's how crazy time flies by when you're doing something too, especially when something you don't want to do. It feels slow, but when you take the time to take the time to make something positive in that way that you enjoy at the moment, time moves like a snap of a finger. It's crazy. But is it but the question will kill it is it time that you're happy you wasted, or time that you used for a productive matter, or time that you just knew you had time to use because you already did the that you already did. Um I used to use time just to play video games and have fun and do schoolwork, but at one point it got to how can I use my time to balance out other stuff in my life, because when you have so much time to see what you want to do with it, but it's a time that you know you can use, or it's a time that you know you have to use to make the rest of it worth it. Because there's people that just has time to do the stuff they want, but there's people that don't have time for the stuff that they want to do either. It's a double edged blade. There's people that has time for the stuff that they want to do, and there's time that people don't. Or there's time, or it's like there's time that there's times that people have that they can do whatever they want, but is it the time they need, or is it just the time that they can just waste it off and just call it the next day? And those are questions that I was even asking myself, like, how am I using my time wisely? How am I doing certain things that I need to be done as a human being? And I remember my dad was like, hey, I know you like playing the video game. I know you want to have your fun, but at one point you gotta really like evaluate time for yourself, because time is gonna keep going even when you're gone. Time is gonna keep going. And as soon as like you press record or you videotape something or you go live on something or you just take a picture, that submits that one day. But when you look back at it weeks or months or years later, it's still that one picture, but you see it with the date and everything. You saw how much time flew in that instance. And you're like, holy crap, this picture is 5 years old. Holy crap, this picture is literally 4 years old. This video is only 2 years, but it's only been 2 years. Or, yo, I remember this picture I had. It was literally now 10 years old. It's literally a decade. And you're like, damn. Like, even movies we used to watch, those are literally hitting double digits now. Like, every movie that I see now that I grew up to has double digits. And it makes you realize that, yo, yeah, time is going by crazy. I remember watching my dad play COD like it was yesterday. Like Modern Warfare 3, no, Modern Warfare 2 on the Xbox 360. I remember it like it was yesterday. But it's been nearly 2 decades since that. It's been nearly two decades since that. And when you look at memories that you have, you realize like, yo, this has really been either a decade or at least a minute, or like at least an average of 5 years. You're like, holy crap. Time really flew by like that? Yeah. I mean, yeah, it really did. um, but it matters how people use time, because time is something you can't buy, you can't earn, you can't even take back in so many ways. That's why you have certain people that's really, really stingy about their time, or there's some people that's really angry about their time being wasted, or there's some people that just knows that their time can be used for something way better than what they're ever using it for. And there's just some people that just have that already did what they need to do, and they just have the time, some time to waste it on something that's possibly more conventional, or something that can bring them more whatever something to their life, you know? How I view time for me is that I try to make the best of it. Like, you know, I hear people say, make the best of your moments. Yes, that is true. Do make the best of your moments, because you never know when you have those moments again. But on the same path, always make sure you make the best of your time in those moments, because you never know when you get to have that moment again or that time again. Because, I mean, hell, it's been it's been almost 8 whole years since I hanged out with my entire friend. It's been almost 8 full years. I still talk to them. They're great. They're great peoples. I love them to death. Those are my peoples. But the fact that I haven't hanged out with them in almost 10 years is crazy. And I never noticed that until I sat down with them like, yo, how long has it been? As a full group hanging out. Yo, it's literally been almost 10 years. But in that same factor, I'm not mad, because at least we all know that we're still working on ourselves and building something to the point that one day we all can hang out again and have a good time and go back to what we were doing. Because yes, I'm not gonna lie, just because you're not hanging out with your friends now does not mean you're not friends anymore. You're just close at all. It just means that you guys are busy with your own thing to better yourselves, that you know you come back a different person to still be friends. And that was the hard part for me to even endure at a younger age. I was like, dude, when it was my friend group, what the hell am I gonna even be at that point? And now looking back, I'm like, shit, I turned out just fine. I turned out just fine. Cause it's okay, like, it's great that you can also make new friends. Even though they won't replace your old friends, that you were actually close with, that actually was mature enough to be on your level, to be like, yo, we still talk occasionally, and I'm glad we do, because we still have that same maturity levels. Like, I rocks with you, right? But it's okay to lose some of them, because there's either a reason why you stop talking, because you just don't see them as on the same maturity level for you to even hang out with them anymore, or not. But in that fact, you never knew that until time played and you had to separate yourself from some things. And you're like, time was playing for you on that journey. Like, yes, that is a change. But time also plays so much into it in our lives that we don't really sit back and really acknowledge and appreciate it, because we think time, most, like, I'm gonna be honest, yes, most human beings, we all know time, death is coming, we all do, and how time works for us. But in the same instance, when we're working so much on ourselves or doing so much stuff, we forget that time is even an essence at that moment, because we're so focused on something else that we get blindsided that, like, time's up, do it the next day, time's up, do it the next day, time's up, do it the next day. We're doing this so many times in a cycle that we don't realize that time is flying by so fast, you're not even looking out to appreciate what's out there in front of you, or even looking at the window or a bird's eye view. You never know, because you're working so hard on other stuff that you don't realize that time looks like this. The time that you had with them was like this, it became like this, a huge gap. A huge gap, and you're like, damn, time flew by. I matured a bit. I got a little bit older. I have some little facial hair. My hair is growing. My intellect and how I feel about people, my interaction with people is a lot different. How I view people is different. How I talk to people is different. How I like to carry myself is different. Everything you once did, it completely different. And that's good. Now, it might not be everything you wanted to work on in that time frame is there, but that's okay, because not everything's supposed to come at once. I was told that my dad and my mom told me not everything's gonna come at you at once. It's not. Even random people, even people in my family always told me, like, yo, not everything will come at you at once. But that's okay. You're not supposed to get everything at once, because it's so hard to carry all the information and that time in your head to be like, oh crap, I understand every little thing you just said right there. No, you're gonna have to, there's times you're gonna have to embrace some of the reality of it and be like, and crash into it sometimes and be like, holy crap, this is what my parents were talking about. Holy crap, this is what this is what my uncle talked about. Like, all those moments, it's like, it took time to get there to really understand it until it hits you. You're like, something about this feels so familiar that I knew one of my parents told me about. But holy crap, they were right. I love it that how we were, like, us as kids and us as young adults and us, like, becoming adults as 21 and stuff. We act like we know so much sometimes compared to our parents. Like, when we were younger, we'd be like, oh, they don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, they were us at one point. They were us at one point. But in that same instance, I'm thankful for what I was taught at all these different ages of cycles that I went through. And I'm glad for the people I met over the time of being out of middle school and high school. It was a bit rough, but also enduring to the point that I enjoyed it, because I see it being worth of my time that I got to know people that had the same passion and drive that I have for what I want to do in my life. And I'm glad to have them around. And I'm glad to share it with you guys on this channel and to get to know you guys better. Like, tell me what you guys think, how you feel about certain days, or like how you feel about certain times that you guys use, you know? It's okay to not feel comfortable about talking about a lot of stuff, because everybody has anxiety. But the moment you express that one moment with some people, you'll feel so comfortable afterwards, you realize that you were tripping for nothing. But it's okay. But other than that, I believe the world, it can be a good, beautiful place that where time benefits. You should use your time to explore. Like, also, like, yeah, get the hard work out the way, but also take your time to explore and adventure out and understand that life is short. But make sure it was enjoyable for the moment, that it was worth it. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. it was it was a good day today, and I'm glad for everybody to be here. And y'all have a good one. Seriously, catch you on the next video.